This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Previously on TV Tuners. Oh no, this magic mirror has swapped our bodies. Swanson and Stairmaster.
Hey guys, I'm here to teach you about the wonderful world of Jesus Christ.
Welcome to Coolsville. Population, me.
Oh, my stomach!
Wow, I just got lasered through the heart, and now it's fixed.
The helicopter has flown too close. It's reeling in. It's gone!
And now, TV Tuners continues.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive into the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson, and with me, as always, is my co-host and guy who just really wants to play this fighting game with you, Stairmaster.
We're old friends from college years.
We sure are, pal.
We've got an unbreakable bond between us.
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about it here. We talk about it in-game.
And with us is my wife, Kioran.
Hello. Yeah, we're totally married, and it's great. Good marriage. Perfectly fine. Yep, thumbs up right here.
Very
10 out of 10.
passionate.
Would recommend marriage. What a beautiful couple.
Hold on,
What?
hold on. Kio would be the millennial lady with the cell phone. Never mind. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, because Kio's always
dunked
looking
it.
at his cell phone.
Yes.
Yeah. We're always trying to record, and Kio's just, like, looking at his cell phone, like, scrolling through the Instagram.
Yeah.
I look at you guys, I take out my phone, and I'm like, you guys mind if I finish myself off?
And we're just like, yeah, I guess.
And he immediately opens up his bookmarked pornography.
Yeah, he opens up whatever the anime version of Brazzers is. Go ahead, I know you know it.
Oh, there's multiple. I couldn't
okay.
think of the funniest one to name drop. Sorry.
And I don't know
Crunchyroll.
what that would be, so...
Faku.net. Oh, it would be Faku for Kio.
Okay, that... Why for me?
Because you're bougie as fuck. You would get the subscription and everything.
To Stairmaster, it's true. We would describe Kyo as bougie as fuck.
When is the last time you've heard of me subscribing to anything?
You're right.
You subscribe to this podcast
Yeah.
on a weekly basis.
On Stitcher and iTunes and all other podcatching machines.
And I rate it 5 stars so that people can know how much I enjoy it as well.
It's true.
That's like you rate those Doujins on Faku.
I sure do.
We have a lot of fun here. Anyway, you guys watch anything interesting this week?
I watched Police Story 1 and 3.
Oh, to make up for the Police Story 2 that you watched like 2
Out of
months
order.
ago? 3?
Yes. I work in mysterious ways.
How was it?
Oh, Police Story 1 slaps. Like, they drive a bunch of cars through a shanty town and blow up several buildings in, like, the first 10 minutes.
Like they blow up the buildings with their cars?
Yes, they drive through the buildings, and the buildings explode.
That doesn't... Is that how that works?
Yes. Jackie Chan was directing, and he decided that was how it worked. And
Alright.
not even God can reject that now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. Would
Other
you
pla-
talk to Jackie Chan about that?
No. I would compliment him on it. I'd be like, great job, Jackie. Can I call you Jackie?
I think we need to knock Jackie Chan down a few pegs, teach
And
him a
then a
lesson
bunch
or
of-
two.
Well, you mean we should get a bunch of guys with baseball bats?
Yeah, I have this upstart group of fledgling martial artists who want to show him a thing or two.
Oh, that's a good idea. There's no way he could fight them all off by himself.
I'm sure he won't go and make an exaggerated face of shock before nimbly dodging them all.
Well, there's not going to
Weapons
be
against them and the environment.
And
there's
then
not
after
going to be
defeating
any
them-
kind of easily improvised objects that he can use as weapons around.
Oh yeah, there's some
Yeah,
great stunts in Police Story, guys.
and then after he defeats them all, does he go, "I'm sorry"?
No.
Yeah, because he's going to lose.
No, he's very glad that he beat those guys up in Police Story.
But what
In fact,
about
the
Police
last
Story
scene of
3?
The final shot of Police Story is like unrepentant police brutality, where he beats down a surrendered suspect, and you're supposed to celebrate it. Police Story 3, it still had good stunts, but the character dynamics weren't as good. There was this undercover plot line that really kind of was limp. And they had a buddy cop thing between Jackie Chan and what's her name? Michelle Yeoh?
Sure.
Something. Yeah, that didn't really work out either. But good stunts. They land a helicopter on top of a moving train and then fight.
So it's kind of like Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
The third one's no good.
Also, there's a scene where Jackie Chan kills a bunch of Malaysian soldiers with a machine gun, which is kind of fresh in terms of Jackie Chan movies. You don't see him gunning down people that often.
Yeah, it's not really his thing.
Yeah, it's for the best. Anyways, Jackie Chan's still the king.
Not
Still
Keanu?
the best, 1979. No.
Okay, what if there was a movie where Keanu and Jackie Chan fought?
Oh,
and
you
then
mean...
teamed up?
Maybe John Wick 4 will be that. Who knows?
I don't think anyone's ambitious enough to do that.
They're only like 10 years apart in age.
Wow. It's true what they say. Keanu don't crack.
Does Jackie Chan use guns in his movies ever?
He has a revolver in Police Story 1 and 2.
Does he use
think.
it, though?
Yeah, he shoots some people. But not that much.
He's like, I don't have time for these bullets.
I think Police Story 3 is like the all-time most shoot 'em up. Just for that one scene.
I'm going to give a shout-out this week to something I rewatched. I rewatched the first 2 seasons of BoJack Horseman.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it still holds up.
That's a sad boy. That's a sad boy show. I don't like
Did it
sad
cure your
boy.
depression?
No.
Oh, dear. Did it make it worse?
I mean, it helps when you know what's going to happen.
Wait, are there twists and turns in that show? I didn't realize it was like a serialized drama.
Well, it's serialized. It's more comedy than drama, but... Yeah, it's mostly a serialized show. It's like if you were watching a comedy version of Breaking Bad, but there was no moment where you rooted for Walter White.
Oh. So wait, what's the kill count on this show then, if it's a comedy version of Breaking Bad?
How many people he's killed, or how many people have just died?
Specifically people, yeah. How many people have died?
Let's see.
Oh, I don't like the fact you have to think about this.
I think it's, that I can remember off the top of my head, it's 5.
Ooh. That's a lot for a sad horse show.
Yeah. I mean, some of it is just people dying, but there are at least 1 or 2 people that are directly killed as a result of an action he causes.
So there is murder.
Yeah, but he doesn't, like, murder them by hand. Like, one person... Slight spoilers. This isn't like groundbreaking or anything. There's a guy who's like an actor on the movie he's doing who is into autoerotic asphyxiation.
And he strangles him while jerking him off?
No. BoJack wants to pretend like he's into it to make his girlfriend feel sorry for him. It's a long story. But inadvertently, he finds the guy's box of stuff that he used to use. And the guy starts talking about it, and he's like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess you don't really need a box of stuff to just do this. You can just kind of find anything around, and it'll do the trick for you. And the guy's like, yeah, I guess so. And then the episode ends later, after his problem is resolved. He finds the guy dead.
Oh, no.
I have a confession to make.
Oh, no, what is it?
Don't say it. Don't you dare.
When you said autoerotic asphyxiation, somehow my mind went to Cars.
Okay, hold on.
Well, it
what
has
do
the
you
word auto in it, so there you go.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, but also, what did you think it was?
So Keo was thinking that guy fucking the car in the tailpipe.
I was thinking like you take like an exhaust pipe and like put it up against your neck.
Why your neck? Don't you?
Because you can because we were talking about strangling yourself or
Oh,
something.
so you're like Superman. You're just bending a metal pipe around your neck.
Yeah, something like that.
And getting off on it.
Or like, I don't know, like sitting in front of a moving car and having the smoke choke you.
Or having it roll over you as you bust.
That sounds bad.
That's not asphyxiation anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, that's being in the car stuff is a different thing, Kieran.
Being in the car stuff.
Yeah, like, is there a word for that? Does it also involve the word auto?
I don't know. I'm not a degenerate.
I don't remember what the word they
kind.
came up with in that movie Crash was, so.
Wait, what is Crash about?
There's two different movies called Crash.
Oh.
This
Which
Crash
one are you
movie is.
thinking of?
Did that one get the Oscar? Or did the
No, the other one. This
Oscar?
Crash movie is a David Cronenberg film about people who take sexual pleasure from car crashes.
Oh.
It's not good. It's not a good movie.
I remember the existence of that film now. I'm still smart, everyone.
That doesn't sound very pleasant.
It's not a good movie.
What's your favorite David Cronenberg movie then?
Videodrome.
Sure. Maybe we'll do an episode on it one day.
Would you want me to say Scanners?
Maybe. Probably.
What a good conversation. Let's get on to the news, huh?
Ha!
Well,
yeah, you think you can defeat me with this level of news?
Oh, I'm gonna try.
I can handle all the news you've got, Swanson. Come at me.
We'll find out about that. So Netflix's Marvel universe may be officially over, but there was still a tinge of hope in the eyes of the Netflix universe.
Jessica Jones, Season 3.
Well, yeah, but that came out now and it's over.
Oh.
They were hoping that they could submit Daredevil's amazing single-shot prison riot for a stunts Emmy, but unfortunately, that will no longer be the case.
Why?
Oh, I couldn't handle the news.
What? Wait, it's too long?
It's too long. It's 11 minutes, which is way too long for to be submitted to the category.
Oh, that did not feel like 11 minutes. Well, I guess because there's a single shot.
Yeah.
I'm saying that in a good way. But it's a stunt. It's a single stunt.
Why
is
there
CGI?
Why is there a time limit?
It's one of those outdated things that the Academy does where you have to send in a specific length of video. It can only be a 3-minute clip to be considered for the Stunt Coordination Award.
That's stupid.
Why can't they just submit 3 minutes of the clip of the sequence?
No, the clip has to be 3 minutes in total.
So
like the stunt has to take place within 3 minutes?
Because the episode isn't cropped, Stairmaster. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but... Yeah, I guess I'm not as pure as you. I would have just cropped it to 3 minutes and
just
put it that way.
Yeah, just put the most kick-ass 3 minutes in the sequence. Yeah. Look, none of it has the best part of that first fight scene in the hallway where he throws a microwave at someone.
Oh, yeah. Daredevil Season 1, that's still the best, right?
Yeah, that and Jessica Jones are pretty much tied.
Wow.
For me.
Anyway,
it looks like there'll be no awards for the end of the Marvel Netflix universe.
Well, now I'm
Not
curious.
me. I say Iron Fist Season 1's the best.
Have they decided the candidates for the Emmys yet? Or is this a recent submission thing?
It's a recent submission thing.
So we don't know who's going to be a contender then.
Yeah.
And that was a joke for the record.
So you don't think that Iron Fist Season 1 is the top?
No. I was hoping you would react so I could tell you it was a joke naturally, but you just kind of, did not
I am now putting down my kitchen knife.
Well, I was going to react, but then Stairmaster kept talking, so...
Speaking of kitchen knives, let's go to McDonald's.
Later.
Yeah, Swanson, we haven't eaten today, and...
Yeah, you promised it's McDonald's.
I said I'd take you to McDonald's if you were
Yeah,
good podcast boys.
Yeah, and we recorded for like 10 whole minutes already, and we still don't have any McDonald's.
Well, this isn't good podcast boy behavior, so I don't know if McDonald's is really where we need to go.
Yeah, I want the McDonald's roast beef sandwich.
I
and
want a
want
Frosty.
Okay, well, only one of those things is at McDonald's.
Wait, what? The Frosty is not at Oh, no.
Yeah, the roast beef sandwich is at McDonald's.
Yeah, there's a roast beef sandwich at McDonald's. Duh, dummy.
Fuck. Damn.
Anyway, so it's time to talk about another favorite of Stairmaster's. Not McDonald's, but Chernobyl.
They both will make you be tasting metal.
Yes. Last week we talked about how Russia was not too pleased with Chernobyl, and it turns out that displeasure has continued.
Yeah, there's been an escalation in this trade war between Russia and HBO.
So
Yes.
did Russia say the show made their tummy feel bad, like it did me, so they don't like it?
Metal.
Yeah. Yeah, the show made them vomit.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I agree with whatever Russia's doing.
The Communists of Russia, a Marxist-Leninist political party.
AKA Stalinist.
Yes.
The one thing they don't put in their name.
Has called for a liable lawsuit against the series creator and the show's producers. The party cites an article in the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation which forbids, this is a quote, the spreading of deliberately falsified information that denigrates the honor and dignity of another person or undermines his reputation. So I guess the person in general is just...
Can you sue on behalf of someone who's dead?
Or on behalf of an entire nation?
Well, how do they allege that it's false? What's their narrative? I want to know. That they're pushing.
Clearly this doesn't line up with what the Russians say is true. Anyway, the party claims...
You could argue that, like, by dramatizing it, there's probably some things that aren't 100% accurate, but, like, that's so flimsy.
Yeah, it's not...
even the USSR admitted that the reactor exploded eventually.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to not admit that.
Because of it. So what are the communists saying happened? I really want to know.
Well, like we talked about last week, they think that it was an inside job.
Yeah, well, that's what the Russian government thinks.
So the party claims that they have asked Russia's TV regulator, I'm not going to pretend to say the name of this,
say it.
Roskomnadzor.
You did your
You're gonna
best.
get some angry letters.
Yeah, we're going to get sued ourselves for mispronouncing Russian.
Russia's TV regulator to block local access to the series, which has gotten pretty...
off the country.
Yeah, which has gotten wildly popular.
They can't let them undermine the fruits of their own labor.
And yeah, it seems that that's pretty bad. The party member Sergei Malinkovic calls the show a tool of ideological manipulation on the part of HBO.
So
well,
what
that is the point of art.
What ideology is being pushed, though?
That nuclear energy is a thing.
That the Soviet Union was bad.
They did bad things, and that's not true. They've never done a bad thing.
That's not an ideology. That's just a criticism of
Yeah, it's not
people
like
in
they
power at a
actually
certain time.
offer a real alternative to Soviet communism on that show. They just say, don't lie so much. Why you always lying?
Oh man, has someone added that to the clips from
Yeah.
Chernobyl yet?
They're saying if there's an explosion happening, don't tell people there's no explosion.
That's good advice.
Why you tasting metal?
Why is your thigh bleeding?
Oh my god. Pick up that graphite.
Don't stare over that rail.
Anyway, so yeah, this he mentions that the show did get the chronology and key moments of the disaster correct.
Gotta drain that coolant tank.
But it was... They just did Diot Love dirty.
Yeah. The TV series about the dramatic... This is what the official statement reads. The TV series about the dramatic events of April 1986 is an ideological tool designed to defame and demonize the image of the Soviet government and the Soviet people.
Oh, you know what it might be? That curly-haired guy's still alive, and he still runs a nuclear power plant. He might be part of this.
Although the chronology of the series, events, and key moments, most of them correspond to reality, motivation, the actions of the heroes themselves, the order of relationships in institutions and collectives, and finally, the moral climate in Soviet society itself is the first example of an absolute lie.
So basically, they're calling the show bullshit. Because that's
was the show based on like interviews from people who were in the room?
It was based off of various books that were written by people who interviewed folks in these rooms, yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the people who were alive, the big players, wouldn't talk to HBO anyways.
Or are dead.
Yeah.
So did they sue all those people who wrote those books? Is that what happened?
Nope.
Nah.
They weren't as popular as HBO's show.
Yeah, they could.
At least not in Russia.
Yeah, they could deliberately hide those. Much easier than a TV show on a major streaming or on a major network.
Yeah, nobody reads books anyways.
Yeah, I heard that when the books got released, they sort of just took them all and threw them down down in the basement. They threw
them over the railing into the reactor.
Yeah. So is what you're telling me that they've actually been able to hide this from their people for this long?
Well, certain things.
Or are they just mad?
I think they've hidden it like how America sort of hides the Native American genocide by barely covering it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time to lighten the mood a little bit with a fun idea for a cool prank show.
Huh?
Oh, boy.
Gaten Matarazzo, who is Dustin on Stranger
Boston Marathon
Things.
bomber guy? Oh.
No. He's the kid from Stranger Things. Has a new idea for Netflix. It's a cool new prank show.
Okay, well, now I'm thinking of a prank show where you trick people into thinking there's a bomb somewhere.
A social experiment called it a bomb threat.
Bomb makers.
Social experiment set up in sedentary device on Times Square.
Bomb prank gone wrong. Cops called.
I can see the ads for it now. This show is The Bomb.
Bomb prank gone wrong. Car ruined.
Anyway, he's begun production on an 8-episode Netflix prank series called Prank Encounters.
Prank Encounters?
Prank Encounters of the third kind.
Encounters of the just kind.
Okay, so is it him, like, he has a pie and he runs out to someone on the street and just slaps it in their face?
He does fake alien abductions, except he's dressed as an old-timey clown.
Oh, no.
Clown.
So that's a good way to get killed.
Alien abduction.
Well, with Netflix's budget, you could easily fake an alien abduction, Kioran.
It's not a prank if you're on a set somewhere, though.
Sure it is. Everyone remembers the greatest alien prank of all, which is that one time that H.G. Wells convinced...
moon landing.
Yes.
It was Orson Welles, not H.G. Wells.
That one time H.G. Wells convinced everyone that time travel was possible.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm just kind of picturing people wearing, like, alien costumes, but just abducting someone
dancing
regularly.
To that song.
Yeah, that'd be a real prank. There's no, like, beam coming from the sky picking someone up. You just have to grab them.
Anyway, pranking...
You drug them and put them in a successful state, so it's easier to convince them that they were beamed up.
Oh, no, that's a prank.
Now that's a prank. Prank Encounters instead favors people, instead of going for that idea, favors people who think they're starting the first day of a part-time job.
What?
Yes, these lucky contestants are subjected to business as usual until their paths collide and these part-time jobs turn into full-time nightmares. That's official press release material.
Oh, so it's like that Eric Andre sketch where he's at the grocery store as the clerk, and the guy comes in, and he just says those outrageous things.
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah,
Eric
also
Andre. It's like an Eric Andre sketch if if you were just purposely going for the worst possible people to
being
pull
the
pranks
biggest
on.
asshole.
Yeah.
So instead of pranking the customer, you're pranking the would-be
The guy
employee.
who needs money for his family.
The person who desperately needs a job so much that they took a part-time job, and you're just gonna mess with them. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Well, I really hope that they at least made sure that they weren't picking out desperate people.
Is there any way you could not?
There are legitimately some people who aren't desperate for a job who pick up part-time labor. Like those people who will tell you that part-time jobs are for only those people.
What? Who are these people? Who are these tormentors?
Okay, like there's this conservative talking point saying minimum wage jobs are just like, temporary work for college kids who just need a quick extra bit of money.
Yes.
There's people like that who aren't desperate, but that's pretty rare. I'm hoping that they're at least targeting those people and not people who are super
How
desperate
would you
for
even
money.
tell? And
You
how
ask-
do you? Wouldn't you have to?
You
wait
ask
a
them at the
while?
interview why they're applying for the job, and if they tell you like, oh yeah, like bro, like I'm just need
doing this for fun.
I need something to
I
do
love
during the
selling
summer.
Funko props to people who want to buy video games.
Yeah, I just need to pick up a few extra bucks, bro. It's
Oh, that would be a fun prank. First day at GameStop, a giant Funko Pop man attacks you.
Oh, there you go. Now you're thinking like Matarazzo.
Dylan Sazak or whatever his name was.
So
Anyway.
I'm guessing this premise has gotten some backlash.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Kieran, it's gotten some backlash to say the least.
There's a discourse.
People were not happy. To the point that Netflix had to issue a statement clarifying via a spokesperson, as you always do.
It's just a prank, bro. They stated in
Yes.
an official deposition.
The official document states the pranks and prank encounters are Sorry, I did not read this beforehand. The pranks and prank encounters are spooky, supernatural, and over the top. And everyone had a great time. All participants came in with the expectation this was a one-day, hourly gig, and everyone got paid for their time. This sounds like someone died on set.
Oh yeah, they faked an active shooting, but something went wrong.
Yeah, this sounds like
Concealed carry.
everyone had a great time, except for Bill, who's dead.
Okay, well I'll
Who
be
got
honest.
shot by a heroic first responder.
I'll be honest.
Permit owner.
That press release actually does make it sound better to me.
Yeah,
Like ghosts attack you while you're your first day at Popeyes. There's a ghost in the fryer.
you're in the back and there's a ghost in the fryer.
Like when I hear the premise for this joke, and I think of just somebody applying for a job to sustain themselves, that's a bit different than applying for a one-day thing.
Yeah.
You're giving someone their order at Wendy's, and they say there's a finger in their tendies.
There's a finger in
And
my
there's like
tendies.
an Uncle Fester hand, or which one was it? That was the
That was just called like the hand or something. I don't know.
hand.
No, you don't tell them. What you do is like you give them the food, and you wait for somebody to be dining in, and you just yell from like behind the counter, like.
And there's like a disembodied hand grabbing their face.
I think you guys have different ideas of spooky.
No, I think this would be a great prank.
I feel like someone would die.
Who would die? The person with their hand in the.
Well, see, in this format, the host would
Fried
be the one
chicken
getting
glove?
the hand on their face. So it would be like Eric Andre, and he knows the risk of doing pranks.
He knows the risks. He's been there. He's been in the trenches.
Why doesn't he have a Netflix show?
Because he has an Adult Swim show.
Does that even have a regular schedule?
Whenever he makes it.
They make a new season whenever he feels like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, watch Eric Andre instead of whatever this shit is.
Please
I
come
can't
on
wait
our
till
show,
the-
Mr. Andre.
I can't wait till the conventions for the political parties.
Oh, God. Look forward to that. TV tuners, you decide 2020.
Eric
think that's the
Andre, take
only-
us with you to the 2020 Republican National Convention.
I think that's the only thing that came out of the election cycle that's enjoyable today.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about something that still remains thoroughly
Something new?
unenjoyable. Game of Thrones.
Uh-oh.
That's right, a month plus removed
Game
from...
over.
Yes, thank you. That's right. A month removed from the series finale, we are still talking about this show. Particularly Lena Headey, who played Cersei on the program.
And Sarah Connor.
Well, yeah, but Sarah Connor wasn't on the show.
That would have been better if Sarah Connor had been there.
Yeah, probably. She could have taken care of the Night King way quicker. Cersei is very unhappy with one thing in particular. I have a few gripes of my own, she notes. I will say I wanted a better death.
Don't we all?
Don't we all want you to die better?
What a glorious death that would be.
Spoilers upcoming, of course. Cersei's death, in case anyone didn't remember, was instead of any sort of comeuppance, she just sort of got some rubble on
Rocks.
her. She died via rubble.
She was collateral damage.
Yeah. So like the DM just decided he was done with Cersei. They were just like, yeah, rocks falls, Cersei dies.
Yes,
pretty much. Yeah. It was, and Jaime was there too, and Jaime is sort of like a PC character, but he rolled really bad, so he couldn't escape in time.
The DM was considering, like, after the campaign was over, having a little stinger scene where his golden hand comes out of the rubble. But the player characters thought that would be disrespectful, and took the death.
Wait, so hold on a second. I thought Jaime's arc was tending towards him not hanging out with Cersei.
In the books it is, in the show they kind of abandoned that.
Well, he does that for half the season, and then he goes back anyway, because he needs to be there.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of actors mad about the show. Did you see that interview with Kit Harington where the lady asked him to describe the final season in one word, and he just said it's disappointing?
Yeah.
That's
devastating. I think he meant
it. To continue her quote, she says, "Obviously you dream of your death. Sam. Yes. You could go in any way on that show." Oh, I guess she's just talking about the show. So I was kind of gutted. But I just think they couldn't have pleased everyone, no matter what they did. I think there was going to be some big come down from the climb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone would have complained if she got, like, eaten by a dragon or something.
Yeah, like, would anyone have cared? Like, even if Jaime had just stabbed her.
Like, Jaime throws her out the balcony, and they just reshoot the scene from Judge at the end of Dread with some really bad CGI.
What, she's having a hallucination?
Yes! She's experiencing everything in slow-mo.
I guess the reason they didn't want Jaime to kill her was that she was pregnant with a child, so... As if Jaime is somehow some redeemable person who wouldn't kill a pregnant woman.
I didn't like the show. The first episode literally ended with him trying to murder a child.
Yeah. Anyway, she notes that she's still in touch with a lot of the Game of Thrones crew, including a giant WhatsApp group, which is a daily pile-on. I assume the pile-on is that they all talk about it. Well, maybe. It's this Game of Thrones we're talking about. I assume the pile-on is all of them being like, God, that was bad.
Fuck! Careers are ruined!
I doubt it. And yeah, I'm sure someday she'll get the chance to get the death she always wanted when they remake Season 8!
Game of Thrones Brotherhood.
Bring it back.
Okay, guys, which
Game of Thrones Kai, actually.
What dream do you dream of? Death do you dream of?
I like the idea of being smothered by a bowl of nachos.
Oh, I'm just thinking about going down in a sword fight.
With who?
I don't know. I'm just getting run through by a katana.
Like you're fighting Samurai Obama or something.
I'm fighting like Keanu Reeves on top of something. Like we're in a hall of mirrors or something.
Why are you going after Keanu Reeves?
For the money.
Yeah, that's the mistake.
Yeah. I'm picturing on putting on an experimental jetpack and excitedly turning it on and it just explodes.
Oh.
I'm just imagining like a puff of smoke coming out and you just get cancer and die from it.
Okay, I'm imagining a scenario where I'm wrestling with like a bear. And we've fallen out of an airplane. and we're hurtling towards a volcano.
So this is your spec script for Fast and Furious 9?
Yeah, only I die at the end.
There's no cars involved.
So you want to go out
though.
like Gandalf, but in real life, like in a mundane manner.
Yeah, I don't come back. Also, a bear is much different than a Balrog, I think.
I mean, where are you going to find... I mean, they're like real-life Balrogs. Or I guess Komodo dragons would be the real-life Balrog.
Yeah, but wrestling a Komodo dragon is not as evocative as wrestling a bear.
Also, that would end a lot faster for you if you were wrestling a Komodo dragon.
Yeah. Those will just rip your throat out. Unlike a bear, which I guess won't.
I'm pretty sure both of them will kill Swanson equally quickly.
We're going to have to take this to the lab. The death lab.
We're going to have to take this to the death chamber.
I think like maybe 1 or 2 seconds difference tops, but Swanson's pretty much dead immediately in both situations.
Okay, now what if I am just facilitating a fight between a bear and a Komodo dragon?
Oh, that's animal cruelty. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to cut you down with this katana. I bought
No, they want to fight.
You can't put them in the same habitat. That's not nice to them.
Yeah, of course they're going to want to fight. They're 2 apex predators.
They want to settle their differences. They told me.
There can only be one alpha. It's like Godzilla, King of Monsters.
We're going to have to put this into the simulation.
Oh, that's a good death, actually. Dying by the hands of Godzilla.
Yeah, that's how I want to go.
I want Godzilla to hold me while I die.
And you know what I want? I want McDonald's, Swanson.
Well, that has nothing to do with death.
I want to see Godzilla blow up a McDonald's. But I also want to eat at one.
Oh, what
I
want to
see the McDonald's explode and then a very convenient uncharred pile of wrapped McDonald's burgers.
Yeah, he was just cooking some burgers.
Oh, that's a perfect commercial.
Oh, man. This is as good a time as any to remind everyone of a singular memory I have of in the year of our Lord 1998, during the Godzilla movie coming out, there was a Taco Bell commercial where the Godzilla met the Taco Bell Chihuahua.
Oh no!
And they became friends, I think.
Was that as good as him meeting Puff Daddy?
Well, I remember that one more than the other one, so yes. Anyway, as I have mentioned before, of course, McDonald's will be coming when we're done with the podcast.
But I'm hungry now. I can't rip as good.
Yeah, like, the main segment's coming up really soon, and I'm not going to have the energy for it unless I get some of that delicious, greasy, tasty, salty McDonald's food.
Well, we can't just go drive somewhere in the middle of recording and come back.
Why not? Plenty of people. What about that show, Podcasters in Cars, or whatever?
That's not that's not...
What about that show, H. Sean Benjamin has a van?
We have microphones on our smartphones, Swanson. We can just,
we have
pick those up, record.
We have a very particular way we record, Kyoran, to provide complete audio fidelity.
Let's record a live show at McDonald's. That'll be our first live show.
And we could have a guest on the cashier.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a live show where the live crowd was indifferent.
And unwilling and unconsenting.
Yes.
And calling the cops.
There's not enough live shows that are just sort of spontaneously happening in a random place.
And end with a swatting.
Yeah.
Swatting.
A swatting.
We might be able to interview the cop.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go for that.
I don't know.
Or she.
I think if I was working at McDonald's, I'd be delighted to see a live podcast recording happen at my place of employment.
Okay, but what if you were just a customer?
Oh, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah. That's why we won't do it.
Okay, if you had to throw a McDonald's food item at someone to show your displeasure, which food item would it be?
Filet of fish.
Nugget.
One nugget? Or the
Nuggets.
box of nuggets?
Nuggets.
I imagine, saturating them would be very impactful.
Actually, no, I'd throw a McRib, because it's all saucy and stuff. It gets the point across.
I would throw a McGriddle because I ate one and I was crunching the entire time.
Oh, it made you McCringe.
Yeah, I had to go get a self-care meal from Burger King afterwards.
I'm just picturing a really good shot with a fillet of fish, just like getting
slow motion.
Anyway, so I'm glad Swanson's agreed. We're gonna go to McDonald's right now, and we're gonna get one of those delicious McDonald's po' boy shrimp sandwich.
That's not a thing.
Oh, did you guys have the actual chicken tenders at McDonald's?
No.
I didn't like it.
Well, so I guess that's one item you're not getting at McDonald's.
No, I just want people to know.
Let's get it just to, make Swanson pay more.
Why am I paying for all of this?
We call it Findom. Well,
yeah, you promised to take us to McDonald's, and that implied that you're also going to pay.
No, I never said that.
You suggest, you purchased.
That's not how that phrase goes. That's not even a phrase.
Here's a phrase. I'm loving it. Going to McDonald's.
And with the obvious answer for what to throw at somebody is a milkshake.
Too sticky.
That is kind of the thing, isn't it?
It's a classic. It's too obvious.
That's been established. That's precedent, Swanson.
You can't beat
respect it. Yeah, milkshakes or bricks? Can we get
Both.
a brick at McDonald's?
You can take a brick from the building.
Well, we get arrested if we do that.
Most certainly. Anyway,
will you take the heat for us?
No, of course not. Anyway, it's time for a segment. Somebody's birthday is near and dear, and it's time for us to celebrate. Hit the theme, Stairmaster.
Happy birthday to you.
Boom, boom,
Happy
boom.
birthday to you.
Dun, dun,
Happy
dun.
birthday, dear Kieran.
Dun, dun, dun.
Happy birthday to you. Come on,
That's right,
come
Kieran.
on, get down with the sickness.
It's my birthday.
Come on, get down with the birthday.
I got a few orders to make here.
Yeah, Kieran, it's your birthday. We have a nice little birthday corner set up here where I've brought in a clown.
Ugh.
Well, it's a cutout of him.
Boggles the clown.
I found him at discount. He was hanging
Hi,
outside the
Boggles.
Trader Joe's.
What, Swanson? Why is Boggles in a cage?
He said that's what he liked.
I've broken the laws of both God and man.
Swanson, what's he doing with his hands?
He's just making a balloon animal with the metaphysical stuff that's just sort of
With
floating
my
around
own
in our
balloon.
being.
Look at this blow up. Hee hee, zip.
Swanson, why is he
God.
brandishing his fully erect
Oh,
penis?
God.
Well, he does that sometimes. You just have to look away.
Swanson, I think this might have been a flop.
This is the
That's
worst
not-
birthday
well-
party ever.
A flop is not how I would describe that thing.
You know that thing where you pull the string out of your throat? That's gonna
Oh
come out
God,
of a
he's doing it with his
different
ass.
place. That's like the second worst place that could have come out of.
Yeah. Good thing I made sure it was that.
I think we should wheel him out of here.
Yeah, go ahead and take him out, Stair.
You may
Wait,
remove
wait.
me from the studio, but not your memories.
Well, Kiorain, I guess now it's time for the cake, of which I have one cupcake for you.
Nice.
I don't want this.
It's got a tiki torch sticking out of it.
I don't think I want to
I
eat
think you might have
ever again.
overcompensated.
Well, yeah, I did stick a tiki torch on a cupcake on a tiki torch, but I thought it was like a fun gag.
Basically, Swanson, what you've given me is a tiki torch with like some frosting and crumbs on this end of it.
Yeah, eat up, pal. Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Swanson, what I want for my birthday is McDonald's.
And you'll get it later when you pay for it.
Wait a minute. It's his birthday. You should get him a gift card at least if you're going to make him pay for it.
I guess I do have to pay for his birthday meal.
A McDonald's gift card?
But Stairmaster is... Yeah, this exists.
Yes, I know a friend who got one as a birthday present from his dad.
Oh, that's got to be the saddest thing
It's
ever.
double sad since his parents were divorced.
Oh, no. This is the saddest story you've ever shared on the podcast.
Come on, get down with the sadness.
I saw a Subway gift card at the store.
I probably should say this, but his name was Cody.
All right, Cody. Look, I didn't have a lot to give you this year, so here's $25 for McDonald's. This way we can both eat tonight.
Need to make sure you spend the money on something good.
No, he didn't even go to McDonald's with him. I went to McDonald's with him. That's how I knew about the gift card.
Oh, no. Fuck you, Dad. I'm taking my best friend Stairmaster out.
I mean, what would you say the purpose of a gift card is?
To use it instead of money.
I mean, what's the purpose of giving someone a gift card instead of the money?
Because you don't... Yeah, I don't know.
I think it shows that you were thoughtful and you thought of something that they would specifically want.
But when it's like a fast food place, is it really thoughtful? It seems worse. Like, I would have just... Your dad giving you $25 is not sad. Your dad giving you a $25 gift card to McDonald's is sad.
Especially considering he lost it a little bit extra money on the charge. The processing fees.
Oh no. So it was like $23.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems very counterproductive to buy somebody, especially encouraging them to get something unhealthy.
Yeah. Like, if you give someone a gift card to a restaurant, that's fine.
Oh, God. Was it a McDonald's gift card or a Subway gift card?
Well, either way, it's still not that great.
Yeah, I mean, Subway's better than McDonald's in that sense, but it's still, like,
I don't know.
not
Ronald
great.
McDonald's never molested anyone.
That we know of.
I think the risk assessment of Ronald McDonald is much higher because anyone could be Ronald McDonald.
Yeah. There's only one Jared Fogle.
For now. What if we... Yeah.
They make more of him? What are you talking about?
Or, they make like a VR fighting game where you can be Jared Fogle.
I don't think anyone's going to buy that.
I'm just thinking you say that and we dramatically cut to like some building somewhere and there's like a tube.
The brutal brawl from Matrix 2.
Uh-huh.
What's it called? It had a cool
I don't know
name.
what you mean.
It had a cool name when he's fighting all those Agent Smiths.
Oh. What, it's just a bunch of Jared Fogles?
Yes.
And you're at Subway HQ?
Yes.
We have made a better Fogle.
You grab onto the pole and spin around, kicking them all.
After years of tireless journey and discovery, we have made a better Fogle.
Mr. Jack in the Box. So nice to see you after so long.
Oh man, I've never had Jack in the Box. Has anybody here had Jack in the Box?
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. I just remember those late night commercials on Adult Swim where they would play Jack in the Box and they would have the guy.
Jack. All
I
remember is watching like a documentary about Jack in the Box for business class or something.
What?
In high school. It might have been about other things, but there was a hefty Jack in the Box portion to it.
Jack in the Box. It's called Jack in the Box.
I read about corporate mascots and marketing.
And they used the most prominent example, of course, Jack.
The ultimate mascot,
I don't think
Jack.
they get the rights to McDonald's or Burger King.
They never used Mr. In-N-Out? I don't know, it's me, Mr. In-N-Out.
Why is he British?
Mr. In-N-Out sounds like a mascot for safe sex education campaign.
Oh, well, I mean, In-N-Out isn't really safe sex.
Catholic safe sex.
In-N-Out is just like... In-N-Out is not what I would call safe sex.
It's like risk reductive sex.
It's like the riskiest kind of sex, I think.
Well, especially if you're doing an animal style.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's all sex.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Swanson likes to do it clinically and detached.
I was picturing with the Jared Fogle thing, just Stare
Jared
says
Fogle having sex.
No, Stare says that about, for now, and just cut dramatically to a building, and there's like this fluid filled tube,
Bio-Broly type setup.
Bio-Fogle.
with a mysterious silhouette.
This will defeat Mr. Satan.
Why does he want to defeat Mr. Satan?
He's the strongest man in the world.
Yeah, but no one actually believes that.
No, everyone believes that except for... That's the point of the character.
No one. I mean, no one in the world like that we see believes that, like character-wise.
The cast doesn't believe it, but
yeah,
nobody's the average guy on the street believes that, and so does the guy with the bio lab who got the DNA sample of Broly.
God, terrible movie.
So the question is, why would you clone Jared Fogle to be the ultimate warrior?
He's got no remorse.
Yeah, he shows no restraint.
Oh no.
Oh god.
All right, well, moving on. It's time for another segment near and dear to everyone's hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Keo. That's right. Trailer Blazers, we talk about the latest and greatest in trailers. And this week we talked about Season 3 of Netflix's Glow. Gorgeous
AKA?
Ladies of Wrestling.
Yeah. How many lesbians are on this show?
You mean like actresses or like
Characters.
in the show? I think 2 couples. And then there's
I
two
guess
gay
that's
men.
that's the right number for female wrestlers, I guess.
I mean, yeah, especially in the 80s. Anyway, this trailer's a bit weird. As someone who has watched Glow, this doesn't really fit the tone necessarily. It's a bit too schmaltzy for what Glow usually is.
There was not enough elbow drops for my liking.
Yeah, and there's not any wrestling.
Bring back Benoit.
You want Benoit to be in a 1980s show about lady wrestlers?
It could be a fun cameo. Like, they could be like, hey, this fella's going places.
Yeah, this fella's going places. To the ground.
Maybe there's like a prophecy arc where one of the ladies has a terrible vision.
Oh, like he does a diving headbutt, and they're like, "You can't keep doing that. You're gonna kill yourself."
What? Well, this is lady wrestling. What's his involvement?
Yeah, why is he fighting lady wrestlers?
Or maybe the lady does a diving headbutt, and then she has a prophetic vision of Chris Benoit.
Oh no, Chris Benoit's in the crowd, and he sees her do a diving headbutt,
And he's just stroking his chin.
Yeah, he's just like, huh.
Or Vince McMahon is sitting next to him, and he's the one who's approving of it.
All right, yeah, sure. Anyway, in this trailer...
He looks at it, strokes his chin, and then looks at Benoit and nods.
Yeah. And this trailer does a lot of setup for whatever's going to happen in Season 3, which seems to be stuff.
Why are they going to go to the Soviet Union?
I don't think they're going to do that. There is Alison Brie's character does pretend to be a Russian sympathizer in her like wrestler persona.
That's
so
fine.
There's that. Anyway, yeah, it seems to be there's a lot of weird stuff going on, including a romance that would seem gross if you haven't watched the show between Mark Maron and Alison Brie.
Oh,
it's
he
gross.
should not be her guy.
It's gross on paper, but could potentially work in the show because their chemistry is weirdly workable.
Mm.
Anyway,
I would comment on that, but I don't know who those people are.
Ring?
Yeah, he's gonna be like, all right, listen to me play this real quick before we go to Obama.
Obama's in the audience.
All right, so Obama, who's your guys?
Let me be clear. I do not approve of these typing headbutts. And I believe we need more funding for concussion research.
Okay, but then someone comes out with like a little air drone, and you see him stroking his chin as he sees it flying around.
And there's like a mini child sitting next to him, and Obama glares at him.
Yeah.
He does that frown.
Yeah, the classic Obama frown.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the trailer was alright, I guess. It just doesn't really give the image that I think of when I think of the show, but...
The trailer is another one of those trailers that kind of makes me wonder what the show's going to be about still after watching it, because it shows like, okay, they're going to have some kind of hardships with making the show show run, but they don't show much else beyond that, I guess. So, didn't really invite me to watch the show too much, personally.
Yeah, it seems like it's a problem with like other seasons of shows trailers where it's like you already know most of this stuff. Otherwise, why would you be watching?
That's Netflix, so you can just watch season 1.
Right, so they're just like, why bother? But then you watch something like a trailer for like Stranger Things 3 and they lay it all out for you anyway. So it's kind of like a weird whiplash where sometimes they will and sometimes they won't.
Imagine a world where a shitty kid doesn't have any teeth.
Yeah. Like, ideally, the trailer, regardless of seasons, should entice you to watch the show and maybe catch up with it. It doesn't really do that in this one.
It should deliver the, primary appeal of the show.
They should have cut up promos to promote season 3.
Season 3 of Glow's coming out, and I'm going to be in the cage, brother.
Yeah, that's definitely come up in previous trailers we watched, where the appeal of the show is that it's another not the soap, but the appeal of the trailer is that it's a bunch of characters you're familiar with doing things that are new. That's about it.
Normally, when you go up against other series, the odds of victory are 50-50. But
when you're messing with a genetic freak like me, your odds go down by 66%. So you take my 66.9% chance. Anyway,
we all know it.
Yeah, we all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's move on to our main event of the evening. We watched a show, not just any show. It's Black Mirror.
Weird City.
No, it's like the thing Weird City is a comedy of.
There's a very disturbing parallels between this and the first episode of Weird City.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Anyway, we watched the latest season of Black Mirror, particularly the first episode of season 5, Striking Vipers.
Production code 698EO1.
Sure. Anyway, this episode is a show all about my favorite video game, Suck Calibur.
It looks like a weird merge of Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Tekken meets Street Fighter. I don't know.
Oh, can we talk about the fighting game before we actually recap the show? There's a fighting game that's a key plot point to all of this, and it's really bad to play.
The titular Striking Vipers.
Yes. Like, they jump at, 500 miles per hour, and there doesn't seem to be any air friction.
Yeah, I mean...
inertia in general.
Yeah, I don't know how virtual reality-wise it's supposed to work, but they seem to enjoy it, so I guess it must be...
Apparently it's really good, because they were hollering at the top of their lungs playing it.
Yeah,
but only in the virtual world.
Well, we
in
get
the
to
real
see,
world,
their primitive digital version.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that game seemed fine. The primitive regular version seemed okay.
No, that's the one I took umbrage with.
You didn't like that one?
Yeah, and it looks like the moves don't have any real cooldown. So, you can just...
Well, yeah, I don't think the graphics team was spending a whole lot of time creating an actual video game.
They should imagine the universe where they just license a real fighting game. Where this is
Oh, so Gear. they just turned into Chun-Li.
It's Virtua Fighter. One of them is dressed like Axl Rose.
It's clearly Darksiders, since they're already filled with busty ladies.
Oh man, I would rate this 10 out of 10 if the lady looked like Morrigan.
They were all playing Dead or Alive.
If that were the case, this would have been much more relatable.
Yeah. So you're saying this wasn't a relatable concept to you, Kieran?
Not at all.
Anyways, we open up at the club. That's all.
Everything opens up in the club. Anthony Mackie, aka Falcon in the MCU, is here. He's playing Danny.
The club is where the beginning of the quintessential hero's story begins.
Yes. Hero's journey.
Yeah, hero's journey.
As all true heroes' journeys begin in the club.
This is the state of normalcy.
I want to talk real quick about his jacket, which is a jacket that has a tiger with flowers in its mouth on it. Good jacket.
Yeah.
Damn,
it's almost like something someone would wear in a fighting game.
Are you saying that this Striking Vipers is a fighting game within a fighting game?
Yeah, I think this entire thing is they're in a game inside of a game. It's Gameception.
Family Court Fighter 98.
Anyway, so he meets a lady. Well, it's his girlfriend, but they pretend to be strangers. And it must do it for him, yeah.
Yeah, because we immediately cut to sex.
But then we cut to him and his friend playing games.
Carl!
Him and Carl. Carl!
Carl is the greatest character in all of television history.
This Carl or Walking Dead Carl?
No, not Walking Dead Carl.
Yeah, so this Carl, who, according to Stairmaster, is the greatest character in the history of TV.
Why, Stair? Why?
He's so great. I'm so excited to see him whenever he's on screen.
He stares beaming every time Carl shows up on the screen. Did you see his face?
Maybe the fact his name is just Carl.
Well, I mean, the other guy's name is just Danny.
Yeah, but it's Carl with a K.
Yeah, that does make... Does that make a difference?
No.
Oh, it's for Karl Marx. Okay.
Oh, okay.
His name.
Yeah, is that what this show was about?
Yeah, they're doing Marxist practices.
This is all about the labor theory of value.
See, I was trying to figure out what the message was for this episode. Now you've actually shown it to me.
So yeah, these two play Striking Vipers, a fighting game, all night long. All night.
And then we cut 11 years later, and Danny is an adult boy now.
Yeah, he's all married, and he's making
He
me feel
got
all
wiped
of my... Yeah, normally Black Mirror is a show that makes you feel all of your worst fears about technology. But this first opening part of the episode made me feel all of my worst fears about what married life could possibly be.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not him. I'm glad I'm never going to know familial love.
Yeah, this guy's like standing there trying to act like he knows how to grill, but he's just constantly burning everything.
Yeah.
And people come up to him and they're like, "Oh, it's so great to meet you, and this is my husband, and he likes bikes." And he's like, "So you like motorbikes?" He's like, "Nah, just bikes."
You think he plays a VR bike game?
Yes. He plays a game where he's on a bike.
Or he's Lance Neil Armstrong?
He's Lance Neil Armstrong.
I think in this world, people are just not very into VR.
He's Lance Neil Armstrong, the first man to bike on the moon.
I think the problem is our cast here is a bunch of 30-year-olds, and that's why we're not seeing VR as much as it should be around.
Yeah, I bet you the young people are using VR for all sorts of shit.
Oh man, it's a moral crisis out there.
Yeah.
I just can't really buy the idea that even if they're 30 years old that they would not be aware of VR that literally lets you experience all the sensations in the game.
Well, it seems to be like a new thing that came out, according to Carl when he introduced it to the thing.
Even still, that would be all over the news. Everyone would be talking about it. I think it would be more
noticeable since it's new.
Yeah. It would be absolutely insane.
Like, we don't see any kids playing VR in this.
Well, yeah, because the only kids we see the only kid we see is 3 years old. He's not playing video games.
Hey, I played Sonic 2 when I was 4. Look how I turned out. I also played Dynamite Headdy, so that probably explains how I turned out.
Yeah, why are you making such a case against video games right now? Anyway, his friend comes in and gives him this gift, and he's like, "Look, I'm just, this is your birthday, so here you go." And he gives him the VR
nostalgic
thing.
It's like Walter White giving the ramen to Elliot.
Yes. It's exactly like that. Because later, Carl kills Danny. Anyway.
That's how Breaking Bad goes.
Yeah, but imagine if it was.
Oh, man. That's what one of the theories on Something Awful was. Or no, not. It was a 4chan. They thought he was going to shoot up gray matter.
Yeah, I saw that theory too.
2013, what a year.
There was also the theory that he was going to use the cyanide on his batch of meth, as if that's how cyanide works. Or not cyanide,
ricin.
In a batch of meth, as if it wouldn't just dilute the ricin.
There's also a theory that he was going to kill himself with the ricin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was real popular. There was one idiot I saw who thought he was going to shoot up Walt Jr.'s high school. Or the one
What would his motivation for that be?
Imagine if everything was the same, but instead of him confronting Jack, he just goes to Walt Jr.'s place and confronts him, and then out back he has the car ready to shoot up the school.
But he realizes Walt Jr. didn't really betray him, so he tackles him to the ground at the last moment.
Yeah,
and we just see that principal get torn to pieces.
Anyway, so yeah, he later...
the Native American custodian comes back just in time to get blown apart.
Anyway, later, after him and Carl have some bonding or whatever, and then Carl has some sex.
Oh yeah, with this millennial who can't stay off her phone.
Yeah, what a millennial, am I right, guys? Can't believe this guy waxed his ballsack for her.
She's not even a millennial, considering this is supposed to be like the future. She would be like Generation Z, Generation Omega.
Sure. Those Generation Zers always on their telephones.
Always on their phone device.
Also, as an aside, Carl has this weird smartphone flip phone hybrid.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Danny is alone on his chair playing Tetris Royale.
Yeah.
At midnight.
He's playing, what if he was playing Puyo Puyo, do you think you would have liked this more, Keo?
I would have been enraptured with this character.
Oh, this episode would be 2 hours long if he was playing Puyo Puyo.
Yeah, it would not have been that easy to finish.
I want to see Falcon fight Satan!
The fighting, so then we get to the,
Carl
invites
invites
him to a game, and we get to them fighting.
The VR. Oh, this VR device, it's like the worst man-machine interface I've ever seen. It's just this thing you stick to your head.
Yeah, and you go blank.
I know, I just think about how does it work? Is it zapping you in the brain?
Who knows? It's terrifying either way.
Yeah, it makes you look bad. You get, like, possession eyes.
Okay, here's where I thought the show was going. I thought he was just going to trap him in the game and just beat him up.
Welcome. You are my slave now.
You've entered my trap. Prepare to get beat to shit.
It's like Officer Hostage Survival.
No, instead...
when I think of Black Mirror, I just think of a show that tries to be like, ooh, this is how a computer can really get you. So...
I mean, the computers do get them in a way.
I mean, the actual outside of all of those computer jokes, the actual premise of Black Mirror is to take normal situations and then apply like ridiculous technology to them and see how they change. It's just that it's very cynical in its nature.
Yeah, and Weird City did a better job of this.
I mean, sort of. It's not a Weird City's not a Weird City's a comedy.
Yeah, we'll talk about. Like, the sentence premise is the same, but once you get into, like, a paragraph, it's very different.
What happened in Weird City episode 1?
Computer assigned him to an old man as a
and they fell in love.
Partner. Yeah, and then the computer broke them apart, but they decided to leave the city at the end.
Well, the computer then broke them apart. Well, what's his name from Reading Rainbow broke them apart.
Yeah, society decided to try to break them apart. But they refused that.
That was much more compelling, and it was more
similar
like
arc. Yeah, the show has the same arc as that.
Not really. I mean, it has a similar arc, but I don't think
the wife is sort of like LeVar Burton.
I think the wife is in the right on most of this, considering that she's the one who has a bunch of stuff being kept secret from her.
Oh yeah, she's right. Not like LeVar Burton, but she's still kind of narrative purpose. I mean, not morally.
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit more.
There's a massive difference between having what was apparently a happy marriage break apart because of something happening.
It's funny, these parallels. The fact that this came after the parody show and that's so much you can make these comparisons.
I mean, yeah, but the primary premise of this episode is putting the Smash and Smash Bros. So.
Oh yeah, spoilers. They play the VR game and immediately turns to kissing.
Yeah, they fight for a little bit, but then they fuck. They get down.
Nice
the fighting effects in this first sequence are a little much, though. Like at first, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is cool," but then like they get really.
They're fighting at superhuman speeds. I wonder how the VR handles that.
Yeah.
Like, are they altered perceptions?
I don't know. They don't elaborate. That's the thing Black Mirror does a lot, where they don't elaborate on the technology. It's just there.
Yeah, does the VR simulate sweat? Does it simulate cum?
Well, presumably it simulates all of these things, or at least the sensations of them.
It definitely simulates all of the genitals and everything.
Yeah, which is a very weird touch to add to your fighting game.
Presumably
So the VR is so
children and teenagers are playing this.
Yeah, the VR is so intense that you do have genitals that you can use in game.
Also, the TV screens turn off when you enable the VR.
And they even elaborate that you're able to just like sexually assault the.
That's very problematic for online play.
Yeah,
the non-player characters. Yeah.
So does that mean that eventually the non-player characters get like sentience?
Well, he said they're just dolls, and
I assume they'd be trying to fight you the entire time.
Yeah, I think
or he set them to training mode. Yeah, I think that's what he did.
I think the major problem with this episode is there's not enough. There's too much to suspend for your disbelief on this one.
I feel like you need to do an entire series on this, not just 150 minutes.
Yeah, well, because Black Mirror at its base, like, and
this needs to be a novel.
Black Mirror at its base in its first 2 seasons was a show that was like slightly switching what technology does to society. For instance, the first episode is all about the prime minister getting coerced into having to have sex with a pig on air because of a video that might or might not leak that has information that's like very delicate.
Mm-hmm. The compliment from Bodyguard.
Yes.
Sorry, Mom. You gotta stuff it in the pork.
And like, there's episodes that are like about like putting your sentience into after you're dead, putting your consciousness into a body, and like what that means. But then there's just this episode, which is just what if you could fuck your friend? But in virtual reality.
This is a thing that's going to happen with virtual reality if we live that long.
Yeah. And also there's like episodes that are like, there's a whole cool episode where a lady's being chased by those dog drones. Those like, you know what I mean? Those like robot dogs.
Yes, I've heard of that.
And it's like in a post-apocalyptic world. It's pretty great. So I'm saying there's good episodes of this show that like have interesting ideas, but this one is just like, it's interesting in the interpersonal relationship between Carl and Danny, but everything else is like,
it's kind of baffling to me, and I guess it's kind of a product of me being so.
There's a weird character dynamic. Usually, you'd have like one character who's kind of into it, and another who's very hesitant and has to warm up to it. But we really don't get that in this episode.
I guess it's probably a product of me being kind of immersed in political discourse that I try to derive some kind of message out of this related to current issues, but I could not really get a coherent one personally.
You gotta think about sexual politics, Keo. Also, read a book about gender studies, I guess. That might have something, I don't know.
So the episode was written by Charlie Brooker, creator of the show. And to hear him say it, he first conceived of the episode with a virtual romance between two strangers. Instead, what he was inspired by were games such as Tekken, which he which he remembered playing regularly with roommates and considered the experience to be homoerotic and weirdly primal. So he decided to craft a tale about what happens when porn becomes so close to reality that it's pretty much cheating.
Okay, have either of you guys ever played a video game with somebody and felt that it was homoerotic?
No.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Who'd you play that with?
Keo.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I used Time Stop, you were like, "Ooh."
Every time I picked Knuckles, Keo would pick Roge, the bat.
Oh, she's sexy and smooth.
I guess there was a bit of tension there.
Oh, there's something I want to ask. They keep picking the same characters throughout this. Like,
because of
I get
nostalgia.
wanting to be a woman, but Why won't you try out any other female characters to see what that feels like?
Because of nostalgia. They both picked those characters as jokes, and then that was their thing.
He said at the beginning of the show that they both picked the same character 20 times in a row.
Yeah.
But that was for fighting.
Well, that's originally why they did this before they...
Yeah, but throughout the episode, now that they've moved on to fucking, they don't consider switching bodies just to see what it feels like.
Nah, man. Why ruin a good thing, Stairmaster? Okay, so here's the real question. This is the elephant in the room here.
Which fighting game lady would you like to be?
No. Do you finish in the real world?
You have to, I'd imagine. It looks like your body's responding to stimuli, considering how much it twitches whenever they get punched.
So, like, when you come to, you come to.
No.
I get the impression that it's a fully simulated orgasm, and you just experience the sensation of it, and that's it.
Man, how does that even work? Like,
I think you should choose.
You think this dude's creaming in his pants?
I mean, it's switching. You see,
I feel like if that was the case, they should have had a moment where he like came to and he's like, oh god, oh no.
He has trouble walking around.
Yeah, he's like, oh damn it, oh jeez.
Oh fuck, I shouldn't have worn jeans.
So anyway,
I mean, they perfectly simulate being wounded and bleeding. So
yeah. I want to see these two, I want to see more of what we get into later. Well, we don't get into it, really. We just see bits and pieces of it. But I want to see what Carl's life is like. We get, like, we don't really understand what he's doing at all. He has some sort of job that is, like, makes him a rich boy. And that's it. That's all we know.
It seems like a very shallow existence. Like, the highlight of his day is playing on his future-ass pinball machine.
Yeah, or fucking his friend. Playing a game of Street Fucker with his friend. Anyway, so these two continue to go at it.
Yeah, Danny never considers changing to a female character either.
Yeah, there's some interesting analysis you could do on like gender and sexual fluidity or whatever, but we're not the podcast for that.
Yeah. We don't even know how Dick Dong work.
How do Dick Dong work?
Let me show you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. We got to play Suck Caliber for this. Get your VR headset ready.
The dick's still hard.
We got to play my favorite Tekken parody, Dickin.
Do you think this show had a message relating to gender and sexuality, or do you think it was just like, what if this happened?
I don't know. It's weird because they play with it a little bit, but then they don't really... Because they do have a conversation about, like, so what's it like being in, like, a lady's body?
I don't think they condone it, considering... I don't think it's supposed to be... I think it's ironic how happy music is playing at the end, but the wife is seeing other men.
Well, I don't know. We'll get to that in a sec. Well, I guess we can talk about it now. I don't think it's necessarily unhealthy if they're both okay with it. It's just, like, a fine way to deal with things. Like, polyamory is a thing.
I mean, morally, I would agree with that, but I don't know if the showrunner agrees with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Considering it's Black Mirror, I would take it as a bad ending, but that's all, yeah.
I mean, definitely the cheating was absolutely wrong.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
And that was the main conflict, really, was that he was cheating, not that he was having sex with his friend.
Yeah. So over the next few weeks, they continue playing their game. And the couple grow apart. Danny and his wife Theo grow apart. Theo!
Yeah, he can't get up for 3D girls anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he...
Well, I guess...
he can only do it in virtual space.
Yes.
So they go out to dinner where...
So, wait, so the question is it because of the virtual thing, or is it because it's his friend?
I think it's because his friend is a 10 out of 10. Bimbo.
It's a virtual thing. They talk about this.
Okay, so the question is, why didn't he just play the game with his wife?
His wife probably isn't a gamer.
Yeah, his wife's not a gamer, Kiora, and she wouldn't understand. You have to have that mindset.
I feel like it'd be very weird to ask your significant other to go into the body of another person so you could have sex with that.
So it's weird. It's not any more weird than having sex with your best friend who is in a body?
I think it's a no-win situation.
I mean, I'm sure there's got to be sex games, right?
I would have to assume that there are sex games.
I'm not sure if sex is just happening in regular games. What would the point be?
So, I mean, are you suggesting that these developers made sure to make it a fully simulated human body down to sexual organs and all that stuff, but they didn't make a sex game?
No, they just wanted to have the best experience at EVO.
Yeah, they wanted you to be able to punch in the balls.
Oh my god, I'm imagining that EVO now. The competitors just start fucking and spooky.
At EVO, and everyone's just like,
say.
yeah!
Get that dick! Get that dick!
So I'm sure there had to have been games marketed towards couples saying, like, you guys can enjoy your partner, but with, like, a perfect body or any fantasy you want.
Yeah, I feel like...
a new sexual reality.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that they could have talked about more, maybe. I don't know. It didn't need to be discussed in this episode, but also like just like an offhand comment about something like that might have helped.
This level of VR is also way too high tech for everything else we see in the show, which is mostly modernish.
Yeah, I mean, you could have solved this problem, I guess, by just having him go up to his wife and say, "Hey, you want to play this game with me?" And she's like, "No, I don't play that crap. That's stupid."
But we can have sex.
we can have sex on the bed.
Yeah,
he's like,
I only have sex in the virtual world now.
He's like, oh, and looks disappointed. And she's like,
I will give the show credit. Everything directing wise looks great.
Oh yeah,
especially the fighting stuff is like pretty amazing in terms of like where the locations and how everything looks.
Fighting game stages are not good places to fuck.
No, it's like strange. There's one point where they're having sex and it's like right next to an open sewer pipe that's just like...
They're playing the TMNT game.
Yeah. It's just like, whoa, hold on, man.
Although these stages are empty. Usually in fighting games there will be like little background people watching you fight.
Which might enhance the experience.
Like you're on the runway and a bunch of airmen are cheering you on.
Yeah, imagine if you had sex during that.
The developers were just not thinking of that.
Yeah. So Theo takes Danny out to dinner, and they get into a bit of an argument over over the distance that has developed between them. But
Wait,
Danny
you said
continues.
Theo.
That's her name.
Oh God.
Anyway, so yeah, Theo takes her out, Danny out. They go back, and Danny decides to, continuing his streak of bad ideas, decides to just not talk to Carl at all about this until he makes him desperate. This dude is really desperate to have sex with his bro. Virtually.
Oh, did we mention the scene where his son interrupts him playing because he's thirsty?
Yeah.
For a juice box.
And it turns out his dad's the one who's actually thirsty. Anyway, so yeah, they eventually Danny convinces him that they should continue, or Carl tries to convince him that he should keep playing, but Danny thinks of it as cheating, which is right. He is correct.
Yeah, to be fair, I can see how it would be the impulse to deny it would be very strong.
It's true. It's a very
self-deception.
It's a sort of gray area, yeah.
Oh
anyway,
no, it is cheating. I'm just saying it would be easy to lie to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a gray area in your gray matter. 7 months later, and then it's Danny's birthday yet again, and Theo invites Carl over as a surprise, and Danny's not pleased.
What are you doing here, my friend?
That's pretty cringe.
Yeah. Carl has this discussion, which is when we get into some other aspects of the game, where he mentions that he tries to have sex with NPCs and they're just like dolls, so it doesn't do the same thing. And he tries to have sex with other people, and there's like, he mentions something about there was one guy in Holland, and the accent was kind of nice, but...
I thought he said the accent was bad, and that was putting him off.
No, he said the accent was kind of like a thing, but that was it. And then none of it matched the
Also,
experience
he mentioned
with
like
him.
he mentioned being in orgies, I think.
Well, yeah, he's a rich guy, you know.
But
He's
how
in those.
does that work in a fighting game? It's a 1-on-1.
Well, you can have multiple people in fighting games.
Not.
There's a tag mode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tag
so
team mode.
He switched to King of Fighters.
Yes. I mean, look, if this game can simulate virtual reality genitals, I'm sure it has a tag team mode.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's implied that other people are also relying on this game for sex, I guess.
Yeah, of course it would be. Everyone would be fucking.
Yeah, once someone,
but just
one
on this
person,
game though.
Yeah, once one person figures it out, everyone's doing it in this game.
You know how Xbox had that Uno game that was free and you also could use the webcam? Guess what people did with that?
Oh no!
So what you're saying is this is the only game on the market that does this?
No, I'm
Apparently,
saying every game that has that feature in the market would look like this.
I think what it has to be for this to make sense is that the games that are like the sex things that you do virtual reality wise is they aren't labeled as video games. So this is like a video game that wasn't intended by the creators to be sex.
And somehow they haven't fixed it.
I think
Yeah.
fighting games would be like the focus point because they're the most character oriented besides JRPGs or RPGs.
Oh
in
man,
general.
could you imagine fucking in a JRPG? You'd run into a random encounter.
Swanson, what would you do if I looked like Tifa?
Oh,
Big breasts or
Yes.
large breast?
big breasts or large breasts?
Because they're still big in the new version.
They're not big enough.
My childhood!
My childhood's ruins. Tifa's boobs aren't big enough.
My adolescent boner has softened now.
They're too proportional now.
Okay, but Stairmaster, how would you feel if I was Red 13?
Oh boy. That's... I did not expect you to pull that out.
You
We'll
want
see.
Kate Sith?
You mean like how they pulled out this guy having sex with a polar bear?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he mentions... Yeah. What do you think about that, Keo?
I'm surprised he went to polar bear fucking and not just different video games instead.
Yeah, like, presumably there are other virtual reality games where you could...
Like you want just get King of Fighters and have sex with my Shirai. Help. I don't know his her last name.
Sure, just say whatever it was. Just say that character.
That character, the big boob lady from King of
Sure.
Fighters.
It's not like either of us know what you're talking about anyway.
He also has a ponytail.
What does she wear?
She's got like a China dress, but it also
What color?
shows
Is it
off
red?
all of her cleavage. Yes.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh
My
yeah,
friend.
is she the one in the older games when she would do a move, she would go, spicy?
Yes.
Okay, I remember her now. Anyway, so yeah, they eventually enter the game again. They do it.
Yeah, this is hardcore. He's just pounding in the ass and sticking his fingers in his mouth.
Now, you know what this makes me think of?
McDonald's?
Yep. When are we going to McDonald's?
Well, what part
Hold on.
specifically?
Why does this make you think of McDonald's? Putting fingers in mouths?
Yeah, chicken finger.
He's got us there.
You're putting chicken fingers in mouths, huh?
That is,
Yep, my mouth and eating them.
kind of reminds me of Grimace.
Kieran, I have to tell you, there's no chicken fingers at McDonald's. There's chicken nuggets, but they don't have
Yeah,
fingers.
chicken
They call-
chicken
They
McFingers.
have chicken fingers.
They're
don't
called
they?
chicken tendies.
They had the buttermilk ones. That were
They're called tenders, my dude.
Okay.
Chicken tendies.
Chicken fingies. Tasty little chicken fingies.
No
from
fingies,
McDonald's.
tendies.
No, McDonald's did do the chicken fingers thing, didn't they? They did
It's
the
chicken
long ones.
tenders, yes.
No, that's the McNuggets are tender. Fuck,
No,
that's so
chicken-
confusing.
I think they're all the same thing, and we're gonna go to
Okay, so
McDonald's.
the nuggets are the small ones. The tenders are the long ones.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you're on us on this planet now, Stairmaster. Planet McDonald's.
Oh, are we at McDonald's right now?
You mean
I
the
don't
planet
see
for
any.
Mac and me?
That's right, yeah, the planet Mac. And me. Anyway, we'll be there soon, Kioran. But don't talk about it again or I'll turn the car around.
Okay.
So do they have refractory periods? Or can you just, like, immediately start fucking again? Because
I think it's like perfectly simulated.
Like,
also,
wait,
I feel like you personally, like playing the game, would have to wait a little bit.
Nope.
so hold on. And then if you don't have to wait, if you did have to wait, would it be based off your own body or would it be character specific?
The body of the characters in the game are simulated down to the glandular level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just give them unlimited sexual stamina since they already.
No, it's accurately simulated.
Also, was it just me, or were you staring at the guy that Danny was playing, Lance? Were you staring at his abs way more than you should have been?
They were kind of distracting. That guy did have a fighting game character body.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh.
There are like pro wrestlers who can't even achieve that level.
They really went all out casting that guy.
Yeah, which showed because I don't think he was very good of an actor.
Yeah.
Anyway,
great.
so Danny eventually convinces Carl to meet up in real life, IRL.
They meet on this rainy street.
Yeah, they're having a romantic meeting in the rain.
Except instead of fucking, they fight.
Yeah, isn't
They
that
try-
ironic?
They try kissing, but neither of them can get hard.
Yeah, they kiss and it doesn't do anything for them.
So
So
Danny
Okay,
insists that it's not about them, it's a game.
That's the part that genuinely baffled me.
yeah, it's
I thought-
it's weird, right?
Well, what
That's the part that muddies the message a little bit. I think
it's
of whatever
weird
the
that
message
Carl
is.
didn't get any stimulus from that.
I thought maybe they were denying it, but that doesn't seem to be what the show got after.
Yeah. So anyway, they fight, and then a car shows up because he sees
cop.
two black people fighting.
The cop showed up real quick after they started fighting.
Yeah, he must have been watching from afar. Oh, are these two having a meeting? Oh, I bet it's going to be romantic. Oh, no, it's fighting. I better get in there. Break this up. Yeah, that cop was just like sitting there waiting. He's like, two black people meeting, huh? Better check this out.
It did look pretty shady.
And then they kissed, and he's
parked
like,
Oh, I want to see where this goes.
No, he arrested them for making him awaken to feelings he didn't want to think about.
Yeah, they didn't make each other hard, but they made this officer hard.
Oh
That's
no, what if
that's
he forced
no good.
them to kiss him?
All right, you two boys kiss me, and we'll see who.
You can
We'll
take
see if
this
that does
$250
anything.
You can take this $250 traffic ticket, or you can work off
Well-
your debt to society some other way.
What if the episode just came to be a story about the danger of cops?
It'd be a weird twist to make in the third act. So yeah, Theo picks.
The cop has one of the VR things, and he's like, "Let me take you to a world of nightmares."
It just cuts to Mega City 1.
I guess what would you think the message would be, Keo, if the cop showed up and then put them in the game and trapped them there? Would you say it was like some sort of indictment of the prison system?
Wherein the cop traps two black men in non-black bodies in a virtual game where they can have sex.
And they love it.
And they love it.
But they would go insane with just each other, wouldn't they? In the
I feel like eventually you would grow tired
at
of
like
it, wouldn't you?
20 cubic meter space.
Yeah.
That
I
environment.
don't think you'd go insane. You go insane when you're all by yourself, really.
Yeah, it's solitude. That's the part where you go insane.
Especially since they have a fighting game where they can, fight with superhuman powers.
They
they
can
become
pound
your-
it out, and then they can pound each other.
Oh, and someone releases them from their captivity, and they're like the ultimate martial artist. And no one can stop them.
Oh, this is a movie
have
I would watch.
They have all the abilities of the characters in game, including energy blasts.
So anyway, Theo picks Danny up from the police station. She's frustrated because Danny doesn't say anything, and when it looks like he's finally about to speak, we cut to black, and we get
Well, we get like his mouth moving, but the sound drowns out.
Well, yeah, he's about to speak, and then we cut to black.
I really wanted to see the wife's reaction, but I don't really know how you could do that any justice.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. So anyway, the final scene over the credits is it's Danny's birthday, and him and his wife have made arrangements. Danny's gonna play Striking Vipers and have some good old sex, and Theo's gonna find a guy and have some good old sex.
That's strange to me. Like, okay, and why wouldn't she disagree that she has to fuck Carl too?
Well, maybe she doesn't want to fuck Carl.
But he's so handsome.
Well, yeah, that doesn't equate that she wants to have sex with him. Also, that would be even weirder. She's like, all right, fine, but I also get to fuck Carl. Irregardless of Carl wanting to fuck me.
I think that would be a better ending if it was a polycule.
I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. I don't know. This is a weirdly baffling episode of the show.
This is kind of reactionary, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to say something about the death of our traditional social bonds.
I don't think so.
Were they calling it bad, or were they just saying, this is a thing?
Like with most of Black Mirror, they're just saying this is the thing. A lot of it gets... because of the more critical episodes, people just assume that it's a show that's always about how bad technology is. The majority of the time, it's just Twilight Zone with advanced technology.
Yeah.
And this is just one of those shows that's just, well, this is the technology and these people do stuff with it.
I think we really can't help but try to take a political message out of it, though. It's got so much to it.
Yeah, and I would say it's a lot easier to take messages away from earlier episodes of this show. But now that I think they're reaching a point of diminishing returns. And this seems to be a clear indication of it. Like I said, I liked the interpersonal dynamics. It's just everything technology-wise, which is a huge crux of this story, is a lot. And also,
I think they did a kind of bad job conveying the motivations of these characters.
Yeah, and also it's probably too long for what they give you. It could
have been 45 minutes, I think, if you had the right editing.
Yeah, I would have had less gripes if it were 45 minutes, I think.
They spent a lot of time just having them repeatedly have sex.
Yes.
Like or Samurai Cop.
Because I think we got the message after the first or second time.
That lady looked like she was a character from Samurai Cop.
Yeah. Anyway, any final thoughts on this, Stairmaster?
I wonder what it'd feel like to have sex as a woman.
Is that your final thought, or is that just a separate tangent?
That's my final thought.
All right.
Also that Carl got rid of his millennial girlfriend at the end and replaced her with a cat.
Yeah, good choice. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Tune out.
Yeah, that's
like if you can't wow me with the cyber cuck tale.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a begrudging tune out.
It's a tune out for me. I think it would have been a lot better if they had a concise message and didn't just say, "Oh, here's the thing. Yeah, there you go. This is wacky and weird."
Give us that harem ending.
Yes, the haram ending. The Harambe ending.
Haram is a very different word.
Give us the Harambe ending. Anyway, that's a tune out for Black Mirror.
But it also is an anthology show, so who knows about the rest of the season.
Yeah, you could watch anything else. I hear Miley Cyrus is in one of these episodes, so...
That's fun.
Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of TV Tuners. If you have any questions, comments, foresights, otherwise, you can send them to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Keo Ryan?
McDonald's at... I want to go to McDonald's.com at gmail.net.
That's right.
McDonald's Fun Club.
That's right. And as always, we are on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Jesse Swanson.
You can find me on Letterboxd.
Huh. Interesting. What happened? What happened there, Stair?
I'm taking a bit of a break.
Oh, okay. And
I'm on Twitter at Stairmaster3.
Oh.
Fuck.
And as always, you can find the show on Twitter at TV Tuners and use the hashtag TV Tuners, and we'll give a glance at what you're saying.
Will Swanson and Keo will.
Yes. And if you like the show, go ahead and give it a subscribe. We're on all of your favorite podcatchers. We're on Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, all of the podcatchers of your choice. Give us a 5-star rating and a comment. That would be very appreciated.
Yeah, and you can also catch us at McDonald's or the McDonald's parking lot for the next week.
Yes, we'll be there live, talking about Black Mirror. Anyway, until next week, we'll be back with more TV goodness. For now, we're heading to McDonald's. Bye.
See ya in virtual reality.
It's over.
Not bad.
I found him.
Small Town Secrets is a podcast that explores the secrets and strangeness of small towns across the globe. They may be local legends, paranormal, true crime, or just plain weird. Join me every other week as I tell you stories of these small towns, as well as local headlines and listener stories. Get it wherever you get your podcast. For more info, check out stscast.com. Every town has a secret. What is yours?